Welcome to Philippine, Canadian, and PAR's Daily News Roundup, brought to you by CanadianandPAR.net, your only Filipino-Canadian daily news portal. I'm Rowan Echo, and here are stories making headlines today. Human rights best promoted by ending poverty, says Palace. During the International Human Rights Day, Malacanang said that the best way for the rights of every individual to be truly experienced is by eradicating poverty in the country. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque said the Duterte administration is doubling up efforts to uplift the less privileged Filipinos, the poor, the marginalized, and most vulnerable by promoting their best interests. In saying most vulnerable, Roque meant the women and children in crisis situations, persons with disabilities, indigenous peoples, migrant workers, older persons, and people and communities displaced by natural and human-induced calamities. Quote, the best way to do this is to ensure government efficiency and effectiveness that will translate to every Filipino getting a fighting chance to overcome poverty, to uplift one's status in society, and to live a life with higher dignity, unquote, Roque said in a statement. Quote, that direction is what inspires the government's compliance with its human rights obligations. As a Nobel Peace Prize winner once said, poverty is the absence of human rights, unquote, he added. Roque said the government shall strive to bestow upon every Filipino an equal share in the nation's progress. Quote, and we are pleased that this direction has been accepted by no less than the highest peer review body in the world on all matters of human rights, which is the United Nations Human Rights Council, when it unanimously accepted and commended the outcome report on the Philippines' Universal Periodic Review this year, unquote, he said. Ex-Health Secretary refutes allegations of corruption in Dengvaxia purchase. Negating claims of corruption and conspiracy, former Health Secretary Janet Garin said on Monday that there was no midnight deal in the procurement of the multi-billion peso worth Dengvaxia vaccines from French pharmaceutical giant Sanofi Pasteur. This after she received a lot of criticisms, including one from Senator Richard Gordon, who said on Sunday that there are very strong signs that a conspiracy transpired. Quote, there is no corruption, there is no such goal to speed up because dengue has long been discussed, unquote, Garin said in a press conference. She added that the government, which was then under the Aquino administration, strictly followed the procurement process. Quote, the documents will show that it is a long process. Talks started in 2010 and was strengthened in 2012. It's not a midnight deal. Everything was above board, unquote, she said. The former health secretary also stressed that they were not in connivance with the Philippine Children's Medical Center, which she tasked in procuring the vaccines. Quote, let me categorically state that based on my personal knowledge and in the 1.5 years that I've been working with them, I have never heard any question of integrity with regards to people and officials of PCMC, unquote, she said. Duterte asks Congress to extend martial law in Mindanao. Due to the unceasing threats of ISIS-inspired groups and communists, President Rodrigo Duterte has come to a decision to extend martial law in Mindanao for another year and is now seeking the approval of Congress. The president said Mindanao continues to be a hotbed of rebellion because of the presence of the terrorist groups. Quote, for all these reasons, I ask the Congress of the Philippines to further extend the proclamation of martial law and the suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus in the whole of Mindanao for a period of 1 year, from 1 January 2018 to 31 December 2018, or for such other period of time as the Congress may determine, in accordance of Section 18, Article 7 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, unquote, Duterte said in his letter addressed to Senate President Aquilino Pimentel III and Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez dated December 8. Duterte said there is a need to do so to totally eradicate the Daesh-inspired Dawafal Islamia, Waliyatul Mastik, other local and foreign terrorist groups, armed lawless groups, communist terrorists, their supporters, cuddlers, and financiers. That wraps up news here on PZI Daily News Roundup. Thank you for joining us. For more news stories, visit our website at www.canadianandpar.net.